Hello everybody from Plant Reviews, today 23rd of March, and I'm talking now about one of the most famous daffodils, that is the Dutch Master. This daffodil belongs to the group 1 of the daffodil classification, that are the Trumpet Long-Cupped daffodils, and well, this is easy to understand why, because the corona is extremely long, as you can see, and big as well. So it is actually bigger than the rest of the perianth, that are basically the tepals by surface area. This daffodil has been registered in 1948, but was introduced in the trade in 1938 and was raised by Matthew Zand Bergen from the Netherlands. It is usually quite a tall daffodil, can grow over 60 centimeters tall, even if I have it in a pot since last year, and evidently didn't like it much. It is about 40-45 centimeters tall, so really I need to put it in a bigger pot for next year or plant it in the garden. The flowers can reach up to 10 centimeters across in diameter, and they are very gorgeously colored. The tepals, or perianth, so to say, is greenish yellow, very bright, and you can see also here the back of the tepals, how the greenish yellow is a little bit paler than the trumpet, that is a lot more vivid. When you actually see the flower by the side, it actually is better perceivable that the tepals are actually a paler tone than the trumpet, even if the color, I have to say, is still very vivid. You can see that the tepals are kind of greenish yellow, while the trumpet is clearly yellow. The nice thing that of this daffodil is that the trumpet is really big and quite ruffled and wavy, as you can see. About the fragrance, usually trumpet daffodils are not very famous for fragrance. This one is not an exception. It is a kind of freshly cut grass fragrance, but also, to my nose, with some notes of chocolate. So it is a very weird fragrance for a daffodil, but I would say quite pleasant. However, the intensity is very light. You really need to stick the nose in the trumpet, because you really won't be able to smell it otherwise. However, even if you probably can't detect the notice of you can't detect the fragrance of this daffodil walking in a garden, surely its beautiful big flowers will not go unnoticed walking in the garden. So this is one of the showiest daffodils you can plant in your garden, in my opinion. I love the Dutch Master, and even if it's not fragrant, I have to say, if you like a beautiful display of daffodils, it is great, in my opinion, a combination of tazzettas and jonquils that are the most fragrant daffodils, and probably tazzettas, in my opinion, even more than the jonquils, and the trumpet or the large cupped daffodils, because they offer such a beautiful shape of the flowers, and also usually they have also very vivid colors. As usual for daffodils, the bulbs need to be planted in autumn, about 10 centimeters deep and 10 centimeters apart, or obviously in a pot you can plant them a little bit more packed, but if in a pot, remember that you have to fertilize them pretty well, because obviously the bulb needs to get energy for the next year, for the following year's blooming. The leaves will start sprouting between autumn and the early winter. In the case of the King Alfred, they are this beautiful bluish green with rounded tips, and in the case of the King Alfred, it will bloom between late winter and early spring. After the flowers fade, the leaves will continue to be green and photosynthesize until late spring or early summer, and then they will die down. In this case, after they die down, you can either leave the bulbs in the pot or lift them, and actually if they're in a pot is better, because you can then put new compost in the pot and new fertilizer, or otherwise in the garden you can also divide them, because they can multiply, but also remember to, if they are in a pot, not to water them at all during summer, and if they are in a garden, it's very important to water them, to water the area if the daffodil bulbs are in proximity of plants that still in summer need watering. Water them really as necessary and not too much, because when the bulbs are dormant they are particularly sensitive to rotting. It is very important, therefore, that they are planted in well-drained soil. As usual for daffodils, this plant thrives best in full sun, but can take partial shade. And also the King Alfred is, the Dutch Master. The King Alfred is a very similar daffodil to the Dutch Master. Anyway, the Dutch Master is a very, very common variety to find in garden centers, even in supermarkets, as well as obviously in online garden shops. And the beauty of the flower, well, you can see it yourself in this video, is absolutely gorgeous. Again, not a daffodil I can recommend for fragrance, but definitely a daffodil I can recommend for the beautiful color and the beautiful shape of the flowers. As usual, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, it would be great if you can give it a thumbs up, and also if you like the videos of my channel, it would be great if you can please subscribe. It is completely free for you, but in this way it helps me to get known to the YouTube platform, and YouTube can then promote my channel and help me to grow my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.